to you today that's still part of you today?
Testing. What up? What up?
Well, I quote in the beginning of the
Um,
book, in the very front.
like I had to hop on here. I had to hop on here. I haven't done a vlog in a long time, y'all. A long time. Uh, today, today I went to, to drop something off at the, like the mail place things like the delivery like UPS and FedEx, USP, like one of those things. Right? I just went to go drop this package off, mail this package off, and you know, I used to work at this grocery store, which and the guy, one of the managers who worked there, he always was very short with me. Very, do you go, 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 go. And it's not that many black people that work there, so that's and it's not that there's probably me and this other black brother who worked there, and I feel like he didn't like that I was, you know, I was a man who was not ashamed to be who I am and be a father and I'm a guy. Like, I'm not cowering. Like, I'm not seeing this guy just because he has a position and I'm supposed to be like, oh, like coward. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm respectful. It's almost like, if you ever seen how individuals are in any type of like the military or uh, just anything that like has to deal with respect, even in a job force. If you work in a corporation, if the VP or the CEO or whatever, you're not gonna sit there and put your head. As a matter of fact, you look up to that person, and you're talking to them, with like respect. So you make sure you speak up or you talk a certain way. You're not a coward. So I feel like this gentleman didn't really like the fact that I wasn't a coward. Like I wasn't, sweet or whatever. I don't know. So he never really, and he would always walk around and, kind of, I don't know. I don't really pay attention. But anyway, uh, he came at me one day, and his approach was bad. And I've been through some things in life, so I value my life, and I thank God every day that He gave me another day above her. So then I had clocked out, and they said they thought I lied, quit or left. Anyway, so they never put me back. Anyway, I don't go there, but so I leaving that place to drop off my package, and my ninth grade principal front desk lady. It's like, I guess you would say secretary, but she was more. She was just secretary. Like, she dealt with just the ninth grade as far as when you were disciplined and the paper, like everything that had to do with the ninth grade. She was the person that dealt with it. Right. Her name is Miss Pat. So I see her, and I couldn't think of the name at that time, but I was like, you worked for the ninth grade. You were my class, my ninth grade class, for the principal front desk. You worked at, I said the high school. So she looks at me. She's like, yeah, yeah, you know. And we get to talking. And let me tell you something. She said she's 75 years old now, right? She's 75. Miss Pat is 75. Trying to fix this. Sorry. So Miss Pat is 75 years old now. Oh God. Let's make sure that's. And this woman, her brain is sharp. Like, she was talking to me and let me know what was going on and everything and how things were and what went on. And I'm just like, yeah, you're good. Like, you know, I graduated high school in 2006. Some people, that's not that long ago, because they probably graduated in 96 or whatever. But we're in 2021. That's a long time ago. And, you know, she says people will come up to her like, do you remember me? I'm like, yo, there's no way she remembered all these children that would. And she dealt more likely with people who pretty much were getting into trouble. That's who you're really seeing in that instance. You know, you don't, you know, but unfortunately. So if she probably remembered you, that means you was up to no good. Like, you really was a troublemaker. But she was explaining to me her life and how she just deals with her day-to-day stuff. And she would, like, she said she has somebody that she's friends with. There's a guy. He has a dog, and she was saying, like, you know, when he's not there, you know, she'll like, you know, walk the dog for him or whatever. And like the people that she lives on top, on the second floor of somebody, and they'll say like, oh, you know, he's using you. But for her, she was saying, this is Miss Pat, she was saying like, that's not me. Like, if he asked me to do this for him, this person, and she's like, I'm gonna do it. And I asked her, I was like, it doesn't overwhelm you. You know, you're not overextending yourself. You know, you're not, putting your better health in the back and then trying to do too much, because I've done that. And she was saying, no. She's like, but it was, what really got me was that I was thinking about this woman, because I remember when I would get in trouble and I get these detentions. I got so many detentions, I had to do time during half of these. And so I came up down and I got so much, and I remember it got to a point that she was like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, she was like, became my mother. Like, she was like a motherly figure at the point where she was just like, why is this? So she explained to me that one day she spoke to the principal. I want to say his name is Rich. She said she spoke to the principal, and she said, Rich, look, this kid, something's up. Like, what? So she said, afterwards he came to her. He said, Pat, what do you want to do? And she goes, I think we might want to, because she realized, yeah, this child is getting in trouble, but there's something more. There's something else going on. And just simply suspending, giving the child detention, whatever it is, that's not going to do what it needs to. That's not going to solve this issue. We have to do a different approach. And she was just breaking down these instances in her life and what she does and how she does what she does and why she does what she does. And she said that she used to date a guy and she had to leave him because it was like he was trying to bring her down. He was like into, beer drinker. And she said she found herself drinking beer too. And then she started yelling at him and he was yelling. And she said, oh, no. So she stopped it, and she said the two twin children, even they understood why that her leaving the man. And now she said he's in some place because he has Alzheimer's now. We had to be honest with you, it was more for me than for her, because it was such a while ago. I honestly thought, like, certain people, they're grown. When you're a kid, people are grown. You're like, all right, they probably went home to be with the Lord. And when I saw her and we talked, and she was, explaining to me, and we had this conversation, it was like God was like reaffirming that he's still working. Despite 2020, despite, all that we're going through, but despite the mental health and just all these instant things, like she was saying how she knew someone who worked at Prudential, and one day he just jumped out of a 15th floor building. And I'm like, people talk about money, 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 this, money, that, money, this, money, that, right? Guys, I think money may alleviate certain pressures, but it doesn't cure you. You could have a lot of money but won't be able to do anything with it, in that you're so afraid of your surroundings and things of that nature. Your mind, you're paranoid. Very, 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 very paranoid. So, I'm listening to Miss Pat speak, and I was like, no amount of money would have been able to give me this feeling of there's more going on. And the energy that she puts out there, the fact that she was saying, like, a person telling you need to, if that, like the person said, if that was me and this person called me to walk their dog or whatever, I would be like, no, I'm not doing it or whatever. And she's saying, but that's not me. Like it's not like people go around thinking they've gotten over on a lot of people, and it's not. A lot of people that you come across, you didn't get over on them. They just at that point was just like, I could do that. You think that, I told them I had this to do when my grandmother died, or my child is sick. But there are people out there who you tell them, can you watch my dog, or can you go wash, you're washing clothes, can you wash mine, or can I get $1 for it, or whatever. And you thinking that person is soft, they're not soft at all. They just are innately good people. They have a heart, and a lot of times they believe in Christ. So whenever your person has that belief, and they've walked the walk that they've walked and gone through, they change in a way that the average person thinks, oh, you're a pushover. Nah. You couldn't be so wrong, so far from the truth. Like, she's saying this. To her, it's like, who's to say that this thing that she's doing gives her purpose, makes her feel, because she's retired now, because she said the school system went to crap. It's not the same. It's horrible. So if this woman is like, I walk a couple feet, I have a dog of my own, they have a dog, what's the big deal of me just doing what I'm doing it anyway? The dog is great. It's fun. Doesn't bother me. But the next person might be like, oh, they calling you all types of whatever. And I asked Miss Pat, like, does this disturb you? She's like, no. I'm doing it. I'm walking, I'm moving. And she's 75, mind you. And she said it, she's like, for older people, like, so she understands. Because here's my thing. I don't like using the word a person's old or whatever, because I feel like what they portray is not what's true. Like, they make it seem like these people are just, they're old and they can do nothing. It's like this, it's over or whatever. No, it's not. I'm speaking to Miss Pat, bro. I promise you, this woman is able to hold a conversation and is walking and moving. I'm like, except for you've been on this earth a certain amount of time. That's it. You got it going on, and a lot of people can't speak and comprehend the way you are, the way that you do, the way that you comprehend and see things and analyze things, talk about it. Not everybody could do that. That's half your age. So, and then if we all want to grow older. We all want to live long and And so one day we'll get to that. And for us to just be like, oh, like, I don't think you want to feel like that, whether it be 70, 80, 90. You just want to be able to do what you need to do in the less pain that you can. But it was just amazing to see Miss Pat today. And the reason I did this was because we have to really tell those that really made a difference in our lives that we love them and we thankful for them, because today really confirmed that there is a greater power, and he's watching us, and he wants us to enjoy this thing, life, and he wants us to show that we enjoy this thing called life. So you can't have a house if the bedroom that you're in, the studio that you're in, the borrowed room, like you probably be staying with somebody, if you can't keep that together and keep that in order and keep that clean and keep that cared for, then God is not giving you no 7-bedroom house. It's not happening. If you can't take care and make sure you get the oil change on your car on time, he's not going to bless you with that big name car that you want. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And even if you find a way to do it, you're going to be miserable, and it's not going to work out. It's going to go bad, because that's the way he is. He doesn't just give you something because, and he's not going to give you something that you haven't showed that you are ready for it. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I did this because I want to tell Miss Pat it was an honor and it was a pleasure, and seeing you was just, there's no words. I mean, I have, it brought me joy, but it was like, it just was like, my mind was just like, oh my goodness. I'm so happy to see you. And I'm so happy that I see you to tell you these things that I always appreciated about you. And I thank God for you. Yeah, that was dope. 75, kicking like ain't nobody business. Got the car. I was like, I was like, wow, she's amazing. She cool. All right, y'all. Yeah, make sure you do what y'all need to do, and stay well, and just know that whenever you live in a life that you try to live righteous, and whenever you live in a life that you like, yo, that's not right. It's not gonna come without no pushback. Like they say, no good deed goes unpunished. Like you're gonna have some times where you're like, why did I even do this? The enemy is really gonna try to discourage you. But that sleep that you get is going to feel so much better than when you were lying and living evilly. Living evil. I said evilly. All right.